Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon once again shows his dominance. He is moving away smartly from car in the wall off turn 4. Robbie Gordon hit it, continues. Elliott Sadler just behind him.
The wall pretty hard.
Yeah, he hit it real hard, Mike. That whole right side's caved in. That's a hard lick on one of these cars.
Gordon in the number 7 has had an abysmal week.
He has. They missed about half of practice. They didn't even get their car through inspection to be able to qualify. He was on the 5-minute clock. Of course, he was locked into the show because of the top 35. Here's a car that keeps moving to the front, though, is Matt Kenseth in that 17 car. He just drives by Kurt Busch. That moves him into the 4th position.
Travis Kvapil was the free pass car on that last caution. NASCAR observers say the track is clear. We continue under green.
Todd Parrott, the new crew chief on that 17 car. Matt Kenseth said what a cheerleader he is. Boy, had the guys all pumped up.
Carl Edwards in the 99. Proud Papa running in 7th place, Matt.
Working the bottom down in 3 and 4, trying to get Jack Roush's 400th career win as an owner. Now listen to the different drivers. A lot of guys are really outside the ballpark where they want to be handling wise. But Carl, he says he's been right on the fence. And the 2 is in the wall.
Yeah, I don't know about Carl being on the fence, but Kurt Busch all but got up there in 1 and 2.
Hang on to it. The right rear is on banana peel.
Watch the deuce.
I think he just drives down here a little hot. Thing takes off with him. You see the back end start to move. Up she goes.
Well, did he get the wall, Darrell?
Don't believe he did.
No.
He just was flirting with it.
He missed a very good chance of getting it.
That all started on corner entry. The thing got over on the right front a little bit, looked like, and just started walking up the hill. Do a little turkey walk.
So Busch is okay as the front dozen cars have now gone single file. Jeff Gordon 1.1 ahead of Greg Biffle. Let's march you back to 8th place and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Steve.
Mike Jr.'s been in the top 10 the whole race, but he just told Lance McGrew, I need to be able to turn better than this. I need more air on the nose. It feels like it's in yaw.
And of course, what you have to be careful here is you can't unhook one end to fix another end. You know, if your car is loose, you can't start getting it to push to try to fix that problem. It's like walking a tightrope.
Yeah, most likely it is in yaw because of the way they cock the rear end housings in these cars. They actually go down the racetrack sideways, so it's probably over exaggerating for him.
In the number 1, carrying new colors this week, Jamie McMurray was honored by the state of Missouri this week. And he started deep in the field, 24th. He has now climbed up to 11th, Matt.
And Mike, the biggest concern for Jamie, just trying to stay ahead of this racetrack as it continues to change for so many different drivers, asking Kevin Bonomanian and his spotter what lines the fast cars are running. You can see he's running about a lane up from the bottom, loose in, cut across the middle, but not bad on corner exit. Forward bite, not as bad an issue as what others are complaining about.
Jamie Mack was telling us that when they went to the State House this past week, that Johnny Morrison said, can we drive this race car to this uptown? So they put a car cover in the right side. Johnny Morse hopped in, and he and Jamie drove the car up to the State House.
From the airport to the state capitol.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You know, I'm glad, though, Matt talked about the line that Jamie's running, because what I had noticed in 3 and 4, including our leader Jeff Gordon, most people are running the bottom. Jamie is up about a lane or 2. In 3 and 4, you're going to see a lot of the lead cars, the lead lap cars, and the guys in front running the top like McMurray's doing at both ends.
Jimmie Johnson.
Hello, boy.
Guess who that is? That was Todd Parrott. His man is coming to the front in a big way.
Jimmie Johnson now up to 4th after that pass of Kyle Busch.
And Jimmie has definitely started moving his car around, especially down in turn 3 and 4. I saw him high the last 2 or 3 times.
And Matt Kenseth is your new 2nd place car, Krista.
And Mike, just a few laps ago, he said, I don't know the last time I could see the leader, let alone go up there and pass him. All he said to his crew chief, Todd Parrott, thank you.
And Matt Kenseth is the type of guy, if he can see the leader, I think he'll eventually become the leader.
But you know why he's excited and why he's thanking his crew chief? Because he made the decision to make the crew chief change.
Jeff Gordon, your leader. You're watching NASCAR on Fox. 73 laps completed in Las Vegas. Jeff Gordon's led 68 of them. 11 times he has led the first 50 laps in a race. 3 of those resulted in victories, once at Dover and twice at Martinsville. We've had 3 caution flags for a total of 12 laps. And in the garage area, Mike Bliss, Bobby Labonte, Michael McDowell, and Eric Almirola.
Those first 3 cars, though, the 24, 17, and 48, their lap times are mirroring each other's. You know, 85 to an 86, somewhere along in there every lap.
But Steve, nobody's catching Jeff Gordon.
Copy.
Steve?
And Mike, listening to Jeff Gordon, he just got off the radio with Steve Letarte. Said the car's good right now, but you guys have talked about changing track conditions. He says now the car is a little bit tight getting in the corners.
One thing we have to keep up with Jeff Gordon is, think about this. How many times halfway through the race, he runs good, leads a race like this, halfway through something happens to the car, and all of a sudden he can't get out of his own way.
Well, and what has happened to him before, he's been up in clean air, leading this race a lot. We see him sometimes get in trouble back in traffic. Car drives totally different. Talked about McMurray a while ago, started back in the 24th position. He's working on trying to crack the top 10 as he pulls up to Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88 car. That would be a battle for 10th we're looking at.
Those first 3 cars, this is lap times. 30.90 on Gordon, 30.93 on Kansas, 30.92 on Jimmie Johnson. They're just same lap per lap.
Look at McMurray. That number 1 just likes the high side, no matter who drives it here. Martin Truex piloted that car the last few seasons. Always like to run up high here, that Michael Waltrip groove, we used to call it. And maybe now it'll be the Jamie Mack lane.
Well, and I think Jamie is just so determined to prove to the racing world, even though he's enjoying that Daytona 500 win, that, you know what, I can also win at other racetracks, not just restrictor plate tracks.
Montoya with Ryan Newman. They're battling for 12th. They're about 13 seconds back of the leader.
One thing that we've laughed about or joked about almost all weekend long was nobody wanted to run the high line. They were all kind of hanging around the bottom on the white line around the bottom. But boy, today we're starting to see some cats venture right on up there next to the safer barrier.
You know what, Mike, you talked about Ryan Newman, asked me about Stuart Haas. You know, certainly they want to win a race. They still have not won a race since Ryan moved over there. The biggest thing they're looking for is the checkered flag, period. 2 DNFs in the first 2 races of 2010. Outside the top 35 right now.
So when you have a couple of bad races like that, all of a sudden you have to quit trying to win, Larry. You just got to start trying to finish and get some points, get back in the points, so so you don't fall so far behind you have no chance of making the chase.
Darrell, what's that old saying? Well, it's not an old saying, but it is your saying. Driver and his wife have a child, have their first child. Driver goes on and wins the next race.
It's happened a number of times. It happened to me. We were talking to Jeff Fuller, the Northeast guy.
Right.
It happened to him. I just go through the years. I've heard a driver say, "Yeah, my wife gave birth to our child this weekend, and I'm in Victory Circle today." So, like I always said, I guess I didn't have enough kids.
So the question is, Matt, can it happen to Carl today?
Well, if you look at the way that car is running, pretty stout so far, running 5th. Carl's very descriptive about how his race car is and the balance issue, which is free. Also very descriptive about racing against the guy who's right behind him in his mirror, the 18 of Kyle Busch.
I should rephrase.
Yeah, if you're anywhere next to his spotter, Jason, I mean, if that's how we're going to race next time I pull up to him, I guess I should just pawn him out of the way. He's a total idiot.
And of course, his coach on top of the box, Bob Osborne, made a few comments that calmed him right down. And Larry Mack, I know you've been in that position many times.
Well, there's no question. That's what you have to do. Yeah, you have to work with him on what the car's doing, but this early in the race, you got to calm him down as far as trying to get back at somebody.
There isn't a lap goes by that some driver doesn't think some other driver is an idiot. And the chance is, Darrell, toward the end of the race, that idiot could become your best friend out there. You just don't know.
You don't know. And it doesn't take much when it's hot like it is today and the track's slick and the car's moving around. You're already aggravated. And all another driver does is just kind of irritate you a little bit, and you'll hit that talk back button just constantly.